Miata is always... Oh man, the car is dirty. Ugh. Okay, we're inside the Suburban. No video on the Miata. This week we're waiting on parts, ordered parts, so things should be coming in. But long before Miata was the answer, this was the answer. The 2003 Chevy Suburban. Had it for almost 21 years now, and unfortunately I have been putting off some things on the car, and the thing that's bothering me is this check engine light. So we have the scan tool. We're gonna plug it in, see what the code is. At least 224,000 miles. Holy smokes! Auto search. All right, found it. All right, let's see, what is it gonna be. The reason that I am so worried about the check engine, the car's performing fine. The reason I'm worried about it is it does have to get emission tested this year. So we live in an area where that has to be emission tested every other year, and we can't renew the license, you know, the registration on it if it's got certain check engine lights on. So it looks like 3 not complete. Let's see what the not complete ones are. Okay, here's where our problem seems to be. Oxygen sensor heater feedback samples B1S2 fail, B1S1 okay, B2S2 okay. So this gives us some data of, okay, the oxygen sensor output and what the standard range should be. So seems like this one is at bank 2 S2 is dropping in and out of our standard range. That's pretty cool. Well, it looks like I might just have to replace an oxygen sensor. That'd be pretty easy. We'll try it out. All right, so got the car in the garage. I did pick up a oxygen sensor yesterday, but something special to note, there's 4 oxygen sensors in this car. There's 2 in front of the catalytic converters and then 2 behind the catalytic converters, and it's bank 1 and bank 2. So bank 1 is the driver's side, so because cylinder 1, and then bank 2 is the passenger side. So depending on, you know, what part of the world you're in, bank 1 will just be on this side, and bank 2 will be on this side. So we had bank 1 S2 fail, so that's the driver's side back, and the bank 2 S2 had low voltage. And so after doing a little bit of reading, it said that the low voltage can be caused by it's running rich. So that's just a signal that it's running rich. So I'm only going to change one. I bought one oxygen sensor, this Denso one, and I also have the tool to help remove oxygen sensors. It's a split like this, is so you can get the wire through and then engage it, and then you can tighten it or loosen it, depending if you're putting it on or taking it off. So we're going to start with getting under the car. I jacked it up a little bit, just put a 2x4 under it. I want to see if I can do it actually without jacking it up. Let's get under the car, and I sprayed it with a little bit of penetrant. So this is the driver's side. It's the catalytic converter. Look, you see the car is super rusty, also super salty from the road. So, but that's what happens. This is the O2 sensor. So we're gonna try and crack that loose. You know, sometimes cars just need a little something. You take care of them, they'll take care of you. That surely has been the case with this car. You know, oxygen sensor once in a while or something like that here and there is not really a big deal. But you can see just time has kind of taken its toll on this car. It's gonna be too tight. I was afraid of that. Jeez. Oh, okay. It did come loose. I'll show you where the it obviously connects. So the oxygen sensors send information back to the engine, and then that allows the engine to adjust on the fly and helps your car run more efficiently. And when the O2 sensors are working, your car's just not operating at full efficiency. Okay, so let's just regroup here. O2 sensor, well, this is the catalytic converter. The O2 sensor behind the catalytic converter. Further down the frame, you have this, that's the connector we need to pull, the one with the blue, looks like the blue thing on it. So we need to pull that out. That's where the new one will plug in. Then we'll, you know, screw the new one into right there. So give me a second to do that. I might not have the right tools handy. Okay, let's take a look again. This is the part that stays on the car. That's the part it plugs into, and actually the part it plugs into is the new oxygen sensor we're replacing. So you can, you just need to pull that out. The new one will push right back in. This stays on the car and will plug right back in. So let's see if we can rip that thing out. You can also cut it because we're gonna replace it, so I might end up doing that. Okay, let's try to just cut it. Because like I said, we're not gonna reuse it. All right. So I just cut this, that little bit out, and we'll use some needle nose to get the other end. So just cut, and yeah, you're good to go. So all things considered, we're 10 or 12 minutes into this repair job. This is the new one. It has a little plastic covering in it, and there's like special grease on the threads. Just be careful with that. And then this is our new plug. We just recently cut that end off, but it doesn't matter because we got a new one. I'm going to screw this end in first, because then the wire is going to be spinning around. Once I have that tight, then I'm going to plug in the connector. So let's see. Hopefully it shouldn't take more than 5 or 10 minutes to get this. And actually we can look at the old one. It's hard to tell, but you know, looks pretty cooked. Probably time for a new one. Okay, remember there's the hole. Before I use the tool, I'm going to just get it going with my hands. So this is a job you could do at home for sure if you have a, you know, if you have a garage floor or something that is nice. It's sometimes just difficult to decide, or difficult to find out which O2 sensor to replace. It's kind of a shot in the dark. So I got that tight, bring it up a little bit with the tool. Okay, and of course there is a torque spec. And I'm not sure what that is. Torque to your car's requirements. I'll say that. Disclaimer, this is not a how-to, this is how I do it. And now I'm going to fish this up and around to that point where we just unplugged it from, in this neighborhood somewhere. Okay. And yeah, it's going to connect to this. Looks like it's close. Another interesting thing about this is there's the, you know, the bank 1, bank 2, upstream, downstream, you know, S1, S2. On this car, they're all the same. So make sure on your car, there could be differences. On the Miata, for example, the upstream, there's only 2, but the upstream and downstream are different. So before you buy anything or before you open anything, just give that a double check. Okay, so let's look. We can plug this. Looks like we're close. We just need to plug it, and then there's a blue little, this plastic thing. Oh, this is going to be perfect. So, okay. Make sure you get a click. And then there's this blue piece, and that just goes in to lock it in place. Okay, that's what it should look like when assembled. And then we just need to plug that in so it doesn't move around. All right, we are in business, locked and loaded. I will drive it, and it's probably going to take a couple cycles for that check engine light to go on and off. I guess, yeah, and then I can get ready to have it emission tested. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. Once again, this is a 2003 Chevy Suburban downstream oxygen sensor replacement because of that P code, or that diagnostic code I had. I can't remember off the top of my head. Hope you guys enjoyed that. All in all, it took me about 30 minutes between prep, disassembly, reassembly. We've had this car on the road since 2003. So that's over 20 years of, constant use and abuse. So I'd be interested to hear what car have you had on the road the longest, and how long have you had it? The Suburban will live to fight another day, to drive another day. And yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.